Greetings to you, friends of music therapy in Hungary. My name is Sun, and thank you, Music Therapy Club, for this invitation, and especially to Petra and Susa for organizing. In this video, I'm going to introduce myself and to briefly outline what I will be sharing live in person with you on the 9th of October in Budapest. I'm a clinician researcher in music therapy with main interest in neurology and empathy. I was born and bred in Singapore, and in 1999, my work as a performer brought me to Italy, and since then, I have lived in Europe and currently based in Vienna. I was trained as a music therapist at the University of Applied Sciences, Krems, and completed my bachelor and master degree in music therapy there. Since 2015, I have specialized working with patients who have neurological conditions which may be acquired or congenital. Currently, I'm providing music therapy services at the University Hospital in Thun in the province of Lower Austria, and I'm also writing my doctorate at the Anglia Ruskin University in Cambridge, which is supported by the Gesellschaft für Forschungsförderung Niederösterreich and the University of Applied Sciences Krems. In short, I am a clinician researcher. I love my work with patients, and I do research to improve the music therapy services for these patients. So I would love to hear from you and your organizations if you have research collaboration or clinical training suggestions. So some of you might ask, what is music therapy? And how can music therapy help the patients in neurology? These are good questions. But before I answer those, I would like to ask you to reflect on your relationship with music, how you use music in your daily life. Do you have a favorite piece of music? When do you listen to music, and what does music do to you? And how do you feel when you are listening to music? Perhaps you listen to music while you are in the car, driving, or on a long journey. Perhaps you listen to music while you are studying for an exam. Do you listen to music while you're cleaning, cooking, or exercising? And do you sing or play music to bring a baby to sleep? Or you burst into a song when you're happy? Or play a song on the piano when you're feeling sad, and that somehow makes you feel better? Is music always there on special occasions, like on a birthday, a wedding, maybe on a date? Does music remind you of somebody special, or a group of friends? Music therapy is the deliberate and planned treatment of people, especially with physical, mental, intellectual, and social disorders and conditions. Its goal is to elevate or eliminate symptoms, change behaviors and attitudes that require treatment, and promote, maintain, or restore health. Music therapy treatment takes place within a therapeutic relationship. It is closely related to other disciplines such as psychotherapy, psychology, medicine, musicology, and education. Can you think of some reasons why music therapy would be suitable in the neurological department? Music is a universal cultural heritage, and there is no culture in the world without music. From birthdays to weddings, we mark the milestones of our lives with music, and we can recall the vivid memories and feelings we had many years afterwards when we hear this music again. In everyday life, children can use songs to learn certain social behaviors like washing hands, and teenagers use music to express their worries and fears during the turbulent times of puberty. We listen to music to help us concentrate. We dance and exercise to music. We smooth crying babies with a gentle lullaby. As the creation of the human brain, music changes the brain that engages with it. The brain does not use music-specific areas, but processes music in a vastly distributed way. So indeed, music shares neural networks with memory, language, attention, perception, and motor control. It has been used to improve gait, attention, memory, and executive functions and speech. Here we see the regions of the brain associated with musical activity. We see executive functions, auditory, visual, motor, balance, coordination, memory, and emotional functions. Music stimulates the amygdala, which is a deep brain structure central in the emotion network, regulating and modulating it. And in addition, it releases a number of neurotransmitters such as dopamine and serotonin. Dopamine influences focus, concentration, memory, sleep, mood, and motivation. Likewise, serotonin impacts the mood, sleep patterns, anxiety, and pain. The amygdala receives input from the central auditory system and the sensory systems. Its pathways to the hypothalamus affect the sympathetic and the parasympathetic neuronal system for the release of hormones via the hypothalamus pituitary adrenaline axis, in short the HPA axis. Music-evoked pleasure is associated with the activation of the reward network that functions to ensure the survival of the individual and the species. Hippocampus is also connected to our emotional reactions via its involvement in the regulation of HPA axis. The hippocampus is implicated in music-evoked positive emotions during emotional stress by a lowering of the cortisol level. Apart from stress reduction, another task of the hippocampal auditory system is the long-term auditive memory. At the live presentation, I will share with you some music therapy methods, which I use in my work with patients with neurological conditions, which aim at rehabilitation goals specifically related to bio, psycho, and social model. Apart from my clinical experience, I would also share with you some of the outcomes of my research in music therapy with the neurological population. My interest in empathy and therapeutic relationship in neurology has led me to my PhD research with the title Synchrony During Music Therapy and its Relationship to Self-Reported Therapy Readiness, a mixed method case series studies. This schematic represents a typical music therapy session. First, we start with a conversation, we check in with each other, and then the therapist and the patient would engage in a musical intervention, which is then followed by a reflection or a conversation at the end. Let us call these talking parts pre-talk and post-talk. In my research, I look at the nonverbal synchrony or body coordination between therapist and patient that had occurred during the pre-talk and post-talk, comparing them with each other and to see if there is a correlation to the patient's self-reported therapy readiness, which they had already indicated before the session began. Furthermore, I also examined the heart rate synchrony between them during the music intervention itself. I am interested to find if there is heart rate synchrony and if it's beyond randomness, and what happened in their interaction during the times where there is high heart rate synchrony and during low heart rate synchrony, and if there are overlaps between the heart rate synchrony and the moments of interest during the music intervention. Our paper on dyadic nonverbal synchrony was published in September 2022, and here are some of the results. We found that post-talk synchrony was significantly above random. 9 out of 11 dyads showed increase in nonverbal synchrony after music intervention, and this increase was significant. Patients leading during nonverbal synchrony increased from 2 to 7 cases. The increase in patient leading and the difference between the leading was also significant. A significant negative correlation was found between therapy readiness and post-talk synchrony. Please feel free to download this open access paper. The heart rate synchrony between patients and therapists during music intervention has been found to be beyond randomness. Furthermore, there seems to be differences in the interaction between segments of high and low heart rate synchrony, and the level of synchrony also seems to be correlated to time. I would be thrilled to share more with you about music therapy in neurology and how this research in synchrony could contribute to our practices. So come and join us on the 9th of October at 7 p.m. See you then.